Hi guys, this is Shom, and today I am going to talk about taking actions as your new identity. It has been a question that I have asked myself. I've been trying to look for it. Like, I know what I have to do, I know I have to be in this new identity and the new I amness and all that, but how? Like, what do I actually need to do? I'm very process driven, right? I need steps and instructions and it doesn't work that way, apparently. So the way I've come to understand it is that your reality, your this 3D world that you are living in, the one that you see with your eyes, not with your mind, is a combination of all the previous identities. The ones that you created, or your subconscious created, while you were just a baby, from 0 to 7 years old. You've been programmed to think in a certain way, you've been programmed to believe in a certain way, and all of that is not your fault, right? It's all there. So whoever you're trying to become, you can definitely become all that, but all your old identities are going to show up, and you have to recognize them as your old identity and deny them, reject them, not even affirm it. Don't tell your friend about it, don't express it. Complete denial, because it's your old self. That's the only way it'll die. Whatever you don't focus on will eventually die. And then you may ask, what about actions, Shom? How do I know? Okay, there's no parking here, so I'll have to pause this video. So I'm back at my desk. I've just picked up the dogs. So we're talking about actions. So the thing is, there is no plan for actions to be taken. And those who know me, they know such a huge planner I am. I've got 36 planners in the house. That's how much I need to know where I'm going. That's how much I'm obsessed with knowing where I'm going. That was old me. That was old identity, right? The new me trusts, and that's the way it is meant to be. Because see, when you become this new identity, right, which is everything, I am all there is, I am all that is, I am supreme, I am everything, I have everything, I don't chase, I attract, I'm magnetic, I am irresistible. Whatever you have said that you are, you are. But at the end of the day, you are the source of everything. If you are the source, you're not going to go out and look for it, right? Because you have it here. Now, to navigate from where you are to where you want to be, number one, you don't want to be there because you've already seen it. But still, people may ask, well, I need to have it in my 3D. All right, fine. You want $1 million. You have enjoyed the $1 million in your head. For some people, it is not sufficient. You need to see the cash in your bank. Okay, I get it. All right. For that navigation, it will appear. It has to. It is perfect science. Okay, it has to appear in 3D. How to navigate, what to do in that process till it doesn't appear in your 3D, right? Trust is what is required. Trust that the God or your awareness, if you're not religious or if you don't believe in God, it doesn't matter. Your awareness, your consciousness is ever living, right? Trust that awareness, your higher awareness, your higher self will actually guide you to take all the actions that are required to take to get to where you want to be. Okay? And therefore, your only job is that you remind yourself who you are. And then in your day-to-day, you only act. You pretend. Okay? Remember all the times you have gone for a job interview where you're not very sure of that role, but when you sit as being interviewed, you actually pretend as a know-it-all. I know this. You have that confidence, that fake that you call delusional. You call it the fake confidence, but that is the reality. That is the real way to do things and to manifest things. Okay? So you have to pretend and act as if you are that person already. You act as if, if you call yourself, you want to be a supermodel, you act as if you are, because you are, right? And more you keep doing that, you keep pretending and you keep repeating that, and you see yourself, and oh my God, your reality will make shifts hugely. You will notice huge shifts, and keep an eye on those. Okay? Keep an eye on the 3D. Don't attach yourself to the 3D. Don't react to the 3D, because there'll be good and bad both happening in your 3D. The good will, you can recognize, oh, that's the new me. Oh, that's the old one who still worried and doubted and was clingy or was anxious. That was the old me. That person also will show up. Things will happen in your head and you'll question yourself. Who am I being? And I'm going to show you one photo that I have on my mirror. Only 2 things. There's only 2 reminders I keep in mind to get going in the whole day, like to live, okay, in my 3D. Number 1 is, who am I being right now? Who is this person who's thinking this? If it's a doubt, it's an irritation, it's an agitation, it's a trigger, who am I being right now? What did I just say in the morning I am? Who am I? And right now, who am I being? Once I remind myself, oh, that's an old me, and this is the new me that I am adopting. I'm everything. I'm all there is. I am, therefore everyone is. Okay? I choose. I am on the pedestal. I am queen. Okay? So then how does a queen behave? Is this how a queen behaves or thinks? If you are a secure person, at peace, calm, are you going to react the way you are reacting? No. So that's a reminder. Who are you being is number 1. And number 2 is, what meaning are you giving anything? So a certain incident, you can react. That reaction is your experience, right? How you react is up to you. How you see things or how you perceive things is up to you. You are perceiving this as who? As who? Something negative happened. You are perceiving that as negative. You are perceiving that as limiting. You're afraid of it. You're angry at it. That's the perception you are giving it. But if you are your new you, what meaning would you give to this thing that has just happened? Yeah? So you will ignore it. You're going to deny it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because it's 3D. It's not the reality. Your reality is here. So what do you do when something shows up as negative, that you call it negative and you got triggered? And what do you do? Immediately, as soon as you can, that is, okay? Go here. Go into your 4D. Rewind the story and see it the way you want to see it. I've done it. I thought it's crazy, and I have done it. I started with something small, like, for example, I'll give you an example. I was going to office. There was this revolving doors, and you know how when 2 people go into the revolving door, it slows down. So I went first, and immediately behind me, another guy came in. He was a tall guy, and so I looked behind, and I just smiled at him, and I was trying to make a conversation out of this, like, oh, these revolving doors, something like that. But that guy was like, okay. Now, the meaning I gave to that is, that was my old me. Why would anyone want to talk to me? Why would I be even noticed? So deep, right? So deep. It's all coming from so much inside. Of course I'm invisible. Of course no one. That was my old me. You know what I did? I got out of the revolving door, and I turned it around in my head. That same thing. I enter the revolving door, and this guy comes in, and we have a great conversation, like he says, "Oh, I shouldn't have come into this, like you were already here. I'm so sorry." These revolving doors can be so silly sometimes. It just slows you down, isn't it? And we don't have time for that. And we got to go to a meeting, and like a nice conversation going in my head. And I felt it. It was really good. And it was done. Okay? It's done. Everything is in the now. You can even go back in your past and change things now. You see what happens when you do that. You go in the past, you change the story in your head, that becomes your now. And that then becomes your reality moving forward. Same day, I went to the coffee shop, I got myself a cuppa, and I was queuing up, and they were just calling out names, whoever's coffee it was, and they did not call my name. The guy came around the coffee shop, the counter, came around. Are you sure? And he gave me my coffee in my hand. Goosebumps. Like, this is something very small and very silly, but I'm just showing you the power that this has. It'll immediately manifest. It'll immediately show up in the 3D. It's all up to your belief. If you believe it, that it's gonna show up this instant, it will appear this instant. The problem is with the belief, right? How do you get this belief? Where do you get this faith from? You try little things. You see how it works. And when you find evidence, see, all this time, all the negative that has happened in your life, right? You came to a belief. You started believing that you already expect something, right? You expect that person to behave this way. You expect it. Why? Because you have evidence of that person behaving that way with you. So of course, our logical mind, right, the left side of the brain is the logical side. It will want a proof and evidence, and it'll tell you who you are. But your right hand side is your creative side. That is what is your awareness. That is what connects to the super conscious and all that, right? So you start giving your evidence to the logical side. Start doing it. Do one thing, okay? Start imagining something like super crazy, where you can't even control it, right? And I have a few things like that in my mind. Like, okay, if I want to test this, I might as well test it with something big and see what happens. But for some people, they need little evidences to start building the faith. So start with that. Pick any incident in your day to day. Like, you see somebody wearing a red T-shirt, and I got this from the channel I watch, The Power of I Am. And it's an experiment that whenever I go to the gym, there are at least 2 people wearing a red T-shirt. And what are the chances? And it'll show up. So when you, in your 3D, when you're those 2 reminders, like I said, number 1, remember who you are. Who are you being at this point in time when you're reacting? Is that you're attaching yourself to that new whatever has happened in the 3D, the negative. You're attaching yourself, which means you are giving it meaning that has come from the old identity. You have just gone back to being who you were. Right? Once you remind yourself, you become aware. That's the only way. Okay? It's just awareness. The sooner you become aware, you will not do it. Like, many times we could be just biting our nails. As soon as somebody hits us, or our mom says, "Hey, don't do that," you become aware and you stop it, right? That's how you do this. You become aware. Oh, that was my old me. Oh shit. Forgive yourself, right? Because everything is in the now. If you sit in resentment and you sit regretting it, no. Okay? Forgive yourself in the now and move forward. Act as if Pretend. Look, it's gonna take time, okay? It's not going to be overnight. It's gonna take time to practice. And when you practice and it becomes a habit, it'll become automatic. You will be like this by default. You don't have to think twice. You will see something and you'll say, oh, this is just 3D. This means nothing to me. It's just a mere reflection. It's not true. I reject this. This is who the real me is. This is my new me who does not react to 3D. Why? Because I have seen the end. Right? Another video for that, how you manifest things knowing the end in mind. And before I found all this out, I was actually doing it all my life. And I used to teach people how to go for interviews. And I always used to tell them that you need to see yourself sitting on that chair inside that office. See yourself working with those people. Like, don't just think about, I got the job, okay? I got the offer. You don't visualize that. You go beyond. How's your life gonna look like when you actually work there? In the coffee, in the cafeteria, you're hanging out with the colleagues and you're talking about, how your new project is coming up, and you actually visualize the entire scene, the whole story after you've got the job or after that event, right? You're trying to get your life partner. You think about all the things that are going to happen after you have got him, right? So always go beyond. So that's the end. When you have seen that story, the end, you have already seen it, then nothing of this 3D matters, because this is just unfolding. It's called unfolding, right? Your 3D will unfold and unfold and unfold till it reveals and manifests what you have already seen here, what you actually wanted. But now there is no need, there is no want, because you have already experienced it here. It's just going to appear suddenly when you are not even looking, and you'll be like, whoa, oh my God. Try it. So your actions, just believe that you don't need to plan your actions. Don't stress yourself into thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I was like that. Like I told you, I've got 36 planners. I'm a planner. I'm a hardcore planner. I even had a website called She Plans Everything. Can you believe that? How hard it must be for me to go into this unknown and trust with blindfolded? Because I've seen the story. I've seen the end. So I don't need to know what I need to do. Because if you are spiritual, then this will make sense. If you're not, then consider this as awareness or consciousness, okay? It will work through you, okay? Oprah actually said this in her autobiography, that when she was having this hard time in her room, locked up, abused, she would just pray to God that please use my body and my mind and work through me. That just stuck to me, and I always do that. I go for an exam, I go for an interview, I have something big to achieve, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this. You are working through me. Please work through me. And that's exactly how this unfolds. You let him, let him work through you. Surrender, and see how he channels you. He takes you on those paths. He'll make you do these actions. And then when you look back, you'll be like, did I do that? I don't remember doing that. Why? Because you shut your logical mind off. You shut it up. And it says, shut up. I don't want to hear logical reasoning right now. Because I'm going to let him, my right side, dictate what I'm going to do. Many artists, many musicians, I know, are on the stage, and when they come out of that stage, when they get off that stage, they look behind and they look at the video and they're like, how did I do that? You did not. He was working through you. He was trying to express This is what God does. If you're a spiritual person, you will relate that God is continuously trying to express himself through you. He has created all of us with these uniqueness. We are all different, yet all the same, all part of the one. But we have our unique quirkiness, isn't it? Like I can be only Shom, and Shom is the true Shom. Shom is everything, all there is. That's me. You will say the same thing for you. Claim it, right? My videos are not going to be chaptered or structured like it used to be, because I have stopped planning them. I have stopped planning. I am now in the flow of things. I will make a video when I think it's time for it to come out, and it'll come out on its own. And I'm trusting God for making my words flow. And if there is any hesitation or any doubt, that's my old self bringing those doubts in what I say. I'm still new at this. Like I said, I'm still learning how to use the power of I am. And I'm doing pretty good, actually. I am very proud of myself. I am all there is. I am all that is. I am power. I am queen. I am magnetic. I'm irresistible. I am on the highest pedestal, right? So claim your I amness and be an amazing I am. I can't wait to see how it unfolds for you. I can't wait to see. My God, I'm getting goosebumps. Like, we are all so powerful, and I can't wait to see your godliness, your I amness, and have a lovely, lovely day. I know you will, and you are amazing. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.